He was the chief operation officer.
What is his rank?
Major.
Major. Isn't it normally a soldier, when addressing an officer or calling an officer names, he calls his rank?
Can we go to the point, please?
This is the point. I mean, why didn't you use the major's rank? Just call him Wallace Bedema.
That's not important.
It's very important because I believe you were in the armed forces, which taught you discipline.
Mr. Riyad.
Yes, sir.
I'll have to point out to you that you have 30 minutes for your cross-examination.
Yes, sir.
Yes, so please try and use it usefully so you don't complain later on you didn't have enough time.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right, carry on. 30 minutes. 10:30, you have to stop.
You told the commission that I have been taking you around to show you Asians together with Wallace Bedema. Is that true?
That is not true. I'm saying that Wallace Bedema, being the chief operation officer, he was directing the operations, and you were the one giving us the tips as to where to locate these people.
All right. I would like to come to my point. You stated too in your testimony you said he would go and point the houses of those people who were hoarding these gold and diamonds. Is that correct?
Yes.
Fair enough. If those people, they were hoarding gold and diamond, why should you tell this commission that Wallace Bedema and myself, we had to go to Bank of Ghana to get some samples?
What I'm saying is that hoarding in this sense means they were dealing in illegal trading. That's what I mean. And to be able to buy it from them, you need a front man who pose as somebody who is selling this gold and diamond. And in the process, we pounce on them and then search their houses. Is that not correct?
Answer your question. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, when it's my turn, I'll speak for myself, please.
So we have all been looking at the budget and be analyzing it. Congratulations to Kesela Tuforsen for presenting the budget to Parliament. But a few questions I have for him. There's something really worrying me about the budget. You know, before the budget was presented, President John Dramani Mahama spoke about the Ghana's economic situation. He said that the economy led by Akufo-Addo had been criminally managed. I remember social media, people like Oliver Vomaho, Kweku Azar, and others were saying that if it has been criminally managed, then it means that there are some criminals to be arrested. And I agree with them. But that's what President Mahama said, and it threw a lot of panic into many people's hearts. Even with MPP people, they were like, oh, really? Is that how bad we did? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So we're all waiting for government's budget to show us sort of how the economy had been criminally managed and what the NDC was going to do about it. So Kesela Tuforson announced that he was going to give the budget to Parliament, and he announced the date. Few days before that, very few days before that, the Statistical Service of Ghana, which is neither MPP nor NDC, and which we all trust, came up with the economic data for 2024. And it showed, refreshingly for the Akufo-Addo people, that actually the economy had grown by 5.7%, remarkable growth, which the NDC first government was never able to achieve. And this has been achieved post-COVID, post-Ukraine war, whatever, post-everything, at 5.7%. Not just that. The other big story from the Statistical Service report was that Ghanaian economy is now crossing 1 trillion Ghanaian cedis. It's gone, you can change that, check that in dollars. It's gone to 1.2 trillion Ghanaians, the size of the economy. Akufo-Addo has grown the economy from what he inherited to 1.2 trillion. We had that. So that put us in pole position, and everyone was looking for comfortable seats to listen to the budget, which was presented to Parliament and was national television. Every media house had it. Now, when the budget came, there are questions that are disturbing me. This is the budget that is coming after Akufo-Addo's criminally managed economy, which grew the economy at 5.7, and then also got the economy to 1.2 trillion. Now, let's look at the allocations. And this is where the corruption happens. This is the corruption issues that we have been talking about, and which actually won the campaign, because the NDC narrative was able to convince Ghanaians that MPP is corrupt. MPP were not able to sufficiently defend themselves that they are not corrupt. So the NDC won the election. But this is where the corruption is. The Akufo-Addo budget of 2024, the one that was criminally managed, the one that was not managed sensibly, the one that brought Ghana poverty, it's allocated to government's Jubilee House, the office of the president. Give me the figures. It's allocated to the office of the president 327 million Ghana cedis. In 2024 was allocated by Akufo-Addo to the office of the president. I remember Samuel Kudjeto Ablakwa held the press conference about this and complained. In fact, Kudjeto Ablakwa referred to it in his Asempa interview, that Ablakwa complained about 327 million being allocated to the MPP. Viewers, shift to the right-hand side of your screen. Look at what NDC is giving to the office of the president. 2.7 billion, a whooping 2.7 billion. You are inheriting economy that was criminally managed, which allocated to the office of the president in terms of salaries. The people at the office of the president, deputy chief of staff, director this, director that, that, everything. They said Akufo-Addo had people who were chefs. They had people who were unnecessary. All the people Akufo-Addo had in his office in Jubilee House, they were costing 3.27 million Ghana cedis to the taxpayer. Please give me the figure again. Check what is costing John Mahama. For John Mahama, the budget of Atuforsen is asking Ghanaians that we are taking 2.7 billion cedis of your money to Jubilee House. Akufo-Addo, the criminally managed economy, took 3.2 million cedis to Jubilee House. John Mahama, the saint, the election winner, is taking to Jubilee House 2.7 billion Ghana cedis. What are they going to use it for? That's the corruption right there. That's how it starts. If we don't check these things and let the finance minister come and explain to us, why are you sending 2.7 billion Ghana cedis to John Mahama's office when the criminally managed economy did 3.27 million? So whilst we don't have the opportunity yet to interview the finance minister, these are the questions that he should be answering to the general public. Honorable Kesela Tuforsen, why are you allocating more money to Jubilee House than Akufo-Addo did? Not just simple more, a whooping more. 3.327 to 2.7 billion. What are they going to do with that money in the Jubilee House? RTI must come. We have to ask them, what is the salary of all the directors in Jubilee House? What's the salary of that? Let's go to more analysis. Let's go to the GDP analysis. There's another one. Another question I have. I'm not an economic expert, but these are questions, and I believe they are relevant questions. Now, the GDP situation is as follows. You'll see it on the screen in a minute. The Akufo-Addo GDP was 1.2 trillion 2024. Now, look at the left side of the screen. In 2013, President John Dramani Mahama inherited an economy from Professor Mills at 93 billion Ghana cedis. In 2016, when John Mahama was leaving after 4 years, he had grown the economy from 93 billion Ghana cedis to 167 billion Ghana cedis. Okay. Akufo-Addo inherited 167 billion in 2016. By 2024, admittedly that's 8 years, John Mahama is 4 years. But by 2024, see the figure. Akufo-Addo had grown the economy from 16 billion to 1.2 trillion. This one is what they say the economy was criminally managed. I don't understand it. I'm just asking the finance minister questions. This is the economy that was criminally managed. Where in Africa? Have you seen an economy grow from the size of the economy grow in 8 years with COVID, with Russia-Ukraine war, with inheriting a negative growth, inheriting doomsaw, inheriting all of those things, creating one district, one factory, creating so many things, creating the students who were supposed to be NAPCO, creating NAPCO, and creating all of those things, and then he's able to grow the economy to 1.2 trillion, and we are told by the new president that Akufo-Addo's economy was criminally managed. Figures don't lie. And figures, that's what Bawumia said. If you do propaganda with the economy, the figures will expose you. The propaganda is over. These are the real figures. Where is the criminally managed economy? The economy that grew from 167 billion to 1.2 trillion in 8 years has been criminally managed. Don't just say 8 years. What were in those 8 years? COVID came in. See the government expenditure and the low growth of COVID. COVID ended in 2021-22. Quickly, Akufo-Addo has recovered and is able to hand over an economy that the statistical service says, not Akufo-Addo saying, not Mohamed Amin Anta saying, not Vice President Bawumia saying, but the statistical service says the month's economy grew by 1.2 trillion. Statistical services are politically inanimate. They don't do politics. They don't care. They don't have political blood running through them. They say it as it is. And they are giving us the figures. And the finance minister, I don't know how he felt walking into the budget session, because just a few days before, Statistical Service had told you that your predecessor did so well. Now, let's look at the figures still. Now, this 2024 economy, this growth rate ended up in 2024 with a 5.7. Let's look at that one, the 5.7 billion. So, President Mahama inherited a criminally managed economy. He inherited a criminally managed economy. That criminally managed economy grew the economy to 1.2 trillion. That criminally managed economy was running the economy at 5.7. The new people, the President Mahama and his group, who have not yet had the opportunity to manage a criminal economy, but who are inheriting a growth of 5.7, are telling Ghanaians that Akufo-Addo grew at 5.7. Sorry, we don't know how to grow to 5.7. We are going to experience a growth this year of 4. Please put the figure there. We are going to experience a growth this year of 4.4%. Akufo-Addo finished at 5.7%. NDC, according to Atuforsen, is telling us that this year, President Mahama is projecting to finish at 4.4%. Ghanaians, can't we ask questions? What is the point about inheriting an economy that was 5.7 and telling us that you are taking the economy to 4.4? You are taking our economy lower. You are taking the size of our economy lower, and you announce this to Parliament, and Parliament is clapping because we are MPP or we are NDC. I think this is a scandal for any government administration to come in and say that we inherited 5.7, but as for us, we can't do 5.7. We will do 4.4. Where is the figure coming from? You know why? Because they were unaware that the Statistical Service was going to issue these figures before the budget. They were unaware. So they had already prepared their figures, and they looked at everything they can achieve. They look at everything their power can achieve. As they say, if we're home day so on, you just deal with what your home day can do. They looked at everything that their home day can do, and it's 4.4. It's not 5.7. I mean, these are questions that the finance minister has to answer. Please, news reporters, let's put this question to the finance minister. Why is he projecting a lower growth than Akufo-Addo? When we were told that Akufo-Addo's economy was criminally managed, and you are projecting a lower growth. Let's go on to the next one. What's the next one? The next one is the one district, one factory. They say they are scrapping it. This is a project that definitely created at least 20 factories. Ekunfi is one of them. One district, one factory is gone. Ghana Cares is gone. Ustat is gone. But how do you come as a developing country and cancel a program that is designed for industrialization? Which industrialization is what we've been calling for. Industrialization is what we need. Creating factories is what we have said will give us employment. Creating factories is the difference between Ghana and China. Creating factories is the difference between Ghana and Japan. Creating factories is the difference between Ghana and South Korea. Creating factories is the difference between Ghana and America. And somebody has set out a program, one district, one factory. He was not able to achieve all districts. He was able to achieve at least half of it. More than 40 factories have been created. A new government comes and says, because it's Akufo-Addo, I will not do it. And Parliament is clapping. We are happy. There are 100 million NDC members in Parliament, so they are clapping. Yeah. A finance minister comes to Parliament and says that, Mr. Speaker, I am going to cancel the one district, one factory that provided Ekunfi juice. I'm going to cancel the one district, one factory that provided companies in Ashanti region, in Western region, in Northern region. I am canceling that project, and the 100 million people shout, yeah. You are canceling the factory that is employing people. You are talking about 24-hour economy, which we have not heard anything about, by the way. The budget didn't say anything. President Mahama didn't say anything. Nothing has been said about 24-hour economy because there's nothing to say about it. What do you want them to say? There's nothing to say about 24-hour economy. It is these factories that will naturally create a 24-hour economy. And they are talking about 24-hour economy, and they have closed down one district, one factory. Shut the door. Close it. We won't do it. So Ekunfi should do what? If Ekunfi needs more funding from government, what should they do? They should die. Other factories should just die. The factories that are employing people that will give impetus to the one district, one factory, that will occasion the platform out of which one district, one factory will spring out, and out of which 24-hour economy will spring out. You are killing that one. The one district, one factory is really the base for the 24-hour economy. That's for sure. One district, one factory is the foundation for 24-hour economy. And they are killing one district, one factory, say they are doing 24-hour economy, and why won't you project that you are going to grow lower? If you are going to be killing factories, you are going to project that you grow lower than Akufo-Addo did. And all of us, the media, we are sitting there, Atufo-Sin, is that what? No, yes, he may have done well, but he needs to answer these questions. Now let's go to the last one, the allocation of budgets. That's another question I have. The Minister for State for Government Communications, the very young, clever man, Ofosu Kwakye, Felix Kwakye Ofosu, is going to be allocated in this year's budget 78 million Ghana cedis. It's not even a ministry. It is being allocated to 3 people. Felix Kwakye Ofosu, Shamima Muslim, and Kwesi Pra's daughter. They are the communication people there. Government's communication is them. 78 million cedis. Akufo-Addo said he has left cars. Every minister should leave his car, so they don't have to use capex to buy car. What are they going to do with 78 million Ghana cedis? Is that not where the corruption starts? Felix Kwakye Ofosu and Shamima Muslim and Kwesi Pra's daughter have been allocated by Atufo-Sin's budget 78 million cedis. No wonder I saw Felix Kwakye wearing some very beautiful shades following Atufo-Sin when the budget was read. Sami Jemfi was in front of him. Felix Ofosu, a very beautiful video. I saw it. I really liked it. The shades is very nice, very, very expensive, but that's okay. But why are we giving taxpayers money of 78 million to 3 people? They must come and explain what the 78 million is good, because it's taxpayers' money. They cannot say, they cannot explain. At least I can say that I've been paying taxes before some of them finish school. So I'm interested. Taxpayers' money, 78 million. 78 million to Felix Kwakye Ofosu, Shamima Muslim, and Nana Ama Pratt, who are the communication people. Nana Ama Pratt communicates for the vice president. Shamima Muslim is the deputy to Felix. Felix is the boss. Now, they are going to share 78 million cedis every year. This year, 78 million. 78 million Ghana cedis. For a ministry that is not a full ministry, for an individual who is running government communication, 78 million of taxpayers' money is being given to government. Why? What's happening? Anyway, what can we say? Let the finance minister come, and if he wants, he can answer the questions. He may decide that he won't answer the questions. He's the boss. He's finance minister. He controls everything. Yes, he does. But we'll continue to ask him these questions all the time. Good evening, welcome to the studio. And the Bible says that everything shall pass, and only the word of God shall not pass. What do we have here? Police Independence Day. Friends today, enemies tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, friends today, enemies. Hey, Dr. Dampare, I told you that when Peter Namfuri was IGP, we don't know him. He's just doing the work. SS Omane was IGP. We don't know him. He's doing the work. Al Hassan was IGP. We don't know him. Today's editorial is at a different level. Police Independence Day. Dampare is gone. This is police. After 68 years of Ghana's independence, the Ghana Police Service today has been liberated. At long last, the battle has ended and Dampare has been removed by John Dramani Mahama. Felix Kwame Ofosu, congratulations. The 78 million is working. They gave 78 million to Felix Kwame Ofosu. You see how it's working? Quick. He has brought a letter, fired Dampare. Police Independence Day. Today is Ghana's police. Every policeman go and celebrate. Except those who are part of DIP, or what do they call them? Policeman, go and celebrate. We have a feisty editorial coming. You can't go anywhere. This editorial, you can't miss it. Now, I'll tell you a few things in the editorial, so you wait. Do you know that Dr. Dampare is alleged to have taken some money to give to high-profile officials at Jubilee House? We will mention the amount of money, and we will hint you those he gave the money to. Those he gave the money to, they are not criminals, so they knew that he was trying to pay from the allegation. He was trying to pay them so that he keeps his job. 48 hours ago, Dampare carried dollars. Where did he get the dollars from? We'll show you that one too. Dr. Dampare. Now, how old is Dr. Dampare? Today that he has been fired, information is coming in that Sana, as the Gan say, Asamoah, Dampare is not 55, oh, he's 62. Friends today, enemies tomorrow. Ha! Dampare was frequenting, okay, I won't say, let me put it, C homes. Thank you. Dampare was frequenting C homes, thinking that he was going to hoodwink John Dramani Mahama, because in the final months, days, and hours to the election, Dr. Dampare was confident that he had received the confidence of opposition leader, as he then was, John Dramani Mahama. Today he has been shown the red card. And it's not ended though, it is now starting. Where was he getting money from to pay civil society? Frank Thomas. Where was Dampare getting money to pay journalists, media houses, civil society? Today, we will unravel everything, Dr. Dampare. We told him. Why? Why do you have to do police as if you are superstar? Why do you do? I'm going to read a letter, a Facebook post posted this morning by my friend, former enemy, now friend enemy, Oliver. We are very cool. We are very cool. We texted today. He said he's in Tamale, so next week he might come and then we can do our talk. We texted. We are collaborating on constitutional amendment. We are doing a lot of things with Oliver. Oliver is a good guy. Oliver put something out today. It was precise, concise, and it was absolute. It was about Dampare. Now I was impressed because I've never seen Oliver write about Dampare, but this morning when he heard that Dampare has been fired, he put it up, and I'll read it. It was precise. It was concise. It was absolute. Police independent. Go and ask any policeman you know. This is what they are celebrating. It shows up in Oliver's post. The police service of Ghana today, 57,000 of them. They all lined up to go and vote against Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia. Do you know why? They said, now Dr. Bawumia, you are sitting down and Dampare is killing people. And you are not doing anything about it. Dr. Bawumia said, you people should wait. When I take the steer, they said, no. The police were impatient. When? The day we launched the thing at the airport, the no passport thing, that day, I had the e-gate at the airport. That day after the launch, I had a very sensitive conversation with important people that day about the way in which the election, the way in which the police were being prepared for the election. I had that conversation, and it was all about Dampare. And the police were saying that, look, MPP, if you don't change this man, we will vote you out. We and our family. Go and check the police stations and compare to 2020. Check. You will see. Why should Dr. Bawumia suffer for this? Dr. Bawumia, what has he done? To suffer for Dampare's intransigence. Intransigent and politicking. IGP, excessive politicking. Are you a superstar? You go and catch Shatawale, put him inside. Catch Usubimpa. Today, there's a lot we're going to say. Then he was allegedly carrying money to Jubilee House 48 hours ago. Money, power, cash, dollars. He gave it to 2 senior officials at Jubilee House. 2 high-profile officials at Jubilee House. They took the money. They took it. 2 high-profile officials. It's alleged that Dampare carried money to them. The allegation is there. Everybody is talking about it this evening. Everybody is calling me about it. Tonight we are going to share it. Put the Police Independence Day there. Put the Police Independence Day. You know the reason why I'm talking plenty? Because we are putting the documents together. You know the story just came? Dampare. Do you know the things he's done? Extrajudicial killing is what? Killing. He thinks he will go free. The Americans say something. Say election got consequences. Election. It got consequences. So those of us who were on the wrong side of the election supporting Alhaji Bawumia and believe that we're on the wrong side of the election, today John Mahama is bringing the country together. John Dramani Mahama and Felix Ofosu-Kwakye. As for Felix Kwakye, the 78 million is working. You see the first, after the 78 million, Pa is fired Dampare. 78 million allocated to his ministry at 3 of them. They are going to share 78 million. So they are doing the work. Now, Dr. Dampare thought that he will be maintained. So after the election, look at the embarrassing scene Ghana went through after the election. As if there's no police in Ghana. Everybody marauding about, people taking ballot boxes, snatching them here, counting and counting. We counted Ablekuma up to when? After 900 hours of the election, we're still counting Ablekuma. Why? Because the police will not stand firm to make sure that the right things happen, because Ekufu Dampare, the politician IGP, wanted to be IGP. He didn't want to offend the NDC, who had been seen to be the majority party in Ghana at the time. So he leaves the NDC to go and maraud everywhere, take everything, kill everybody, so that he wanted to be IGP. Today, the police have had their independence. Police Independence Day. The traitor and the tyrant is gone away. That is the Nebuchadnezzar, Akufu Dampare. He's a tyrant and he's gone away. And today we are going to deal with him. He shouldn't watch this show. Tell him that he shouldn't watch it, otherwise he'll cry. The things we are going to say and the evidence we are going to bring, he will cry. Today he's been fired. Today, finally he's been fired. The people say I should calm down and take a break. After the break, friends today, enemies tomorrow. After the break, we'll be here. See you soon.
There's nothing worse than your multi-bet missing, but nothing better than having it saved. BetSaver. Kwame and Yao. Bet Mrs.
Hello, my friends. My name is Calcate Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Calcate. Happy smile.
You're the answer to my prayers. You're with me everywhere. You're my angel, miracle. You're all I need tonight. Give me shelter from the rain. You breathe life in me again. You're my angel, miracle. You're all I need to know tonight.
Look around. Home also need a makeover. Oh, mine clearly does. So we went to Ashroom and found the Como collection. It had everything we're looking for and more. Merchant furniture for the entire home, designed with you in mind.
Where's Como collection? Dressing up is just a breeze. Always ready with a perfect accessory.
A magic dressing mirror. One look and you're ready to face the world. Or at least the kids.
A bed perfect for young men who want
A table that turns into a treasure chest.
And finally, a sofa with this grand TV unit for family time at home.
Head over to any Ashfoam store now and discover the new Como collection. Ashfoam, feel it, know it.
Fire pomujini ya gubi. Kana fweni aji. If you say ya your local spices na ya frafra dia ya sankofa natural spice.
Me de gumi jollof mu. Me misti wa huduma. Emane dance.
Stanley, the barbecue the gone.
Sankofa natural spices. And one you use 100% natural. Said the yepen.
Adofo, mamu ye huge mistake. Sankofa natural spices.
Sometimes the unexpected happens and the hero falls down in his own story. But he needs not stay down for long. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance is your trusted health partner. Whether an individual building a business, with Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern. For the best health insurance solutions for corporate institutions, groups and associations, families and individuals, choose Cosmopolitan Health Insurance from our over 700 accredited health service providers nationwide. Call us on 0302 540 668 or 0501 678 547 for all your health insurance solutions. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern.
I'm a brand manager. Of course, I accept only quality and affordable printed souvenirs for my promotional campaigns.
I'm the head of academic affairs of a very important institution in Ghana. Of course, we only deal with quality, reliable printing companies for our institution's printing materials. I'm talking about appointed time printing.
Appointed Time Printings. We take pride in our extensive print scope that transform your ideas into captivating visual masterpieces. We delve into the core objectives and vision of each print project. Precision printing is at the heart of our printing process as we meet your tight deadlines. Our rigorous inspection, color verification, and overall printing excellence are assured. 20 years of printing excellence. It's always a pleasure working with you to create a vibrant, dazzling printing experience that gives you a masterpiece. Appointed Time Printing, your world of quality and affordable printing.
Attention all farmers, are you ready to take your crops to the next level? Introducing 3 effective organic composts that will revolutionize your farming practices. ACAP, KCAP and Iricor brings to you the ultimate solution for your fertilizer needs. Introducing the ACAP Grade A, KCAP Equiafua Jinkwa, and the Iricop with cocoa blend, palm blend and mulch. These are made from locally sourced municipal solid waste, and these are the perfect choice for sustainable farming. Join the organic revolution today. Boost your crop yield, improve soil health, and support sustainable farming practices. Choose ACAP, KCAP and Iricop organic compost for a greener and bountiful harvest. For your purchase and more information, call the numbers on your screen. Our products are endorsed by COCOBOD, Planting for Food and Jobs, and the Ministry of Food and Agriculture.
There's nothing worse than your multi-bet missing, but nothing better than having it saved. BetSaver.
Welcome back to the show, and we're going to complete the Dampare story now. But our second story is a fugitive from justice who has been aided by elected officials in Ghana to violate a court ruling and to come into Ghana and to vanish away from Ghana as well. As 17 minutes to the top of the hour, 10 o'clock, Police Independence Day is what we are celebrating. I just seen a video. Please ask them whether the video is ready. The video I just sent to the producer. I just seen a video. It's not ready. Okay, to come. I just saw a video of wild jubilation by police officers. Amazing. If you're on social media, you can check it out. Wild jubilation by police officers. They are so excited that I called the Police Independence Day. I'm so sorry for Muhammadu Bawumia, isn't it? Why must he be a victim of such circumstances? Well, 16 minutes past the top of the hour, touch screen beckons, and we all expect to hear correct information. Good evening to the ubiquitous Carlos Bombrazi, former Deputy Chief of Staff, who is watching the show tonight. Friends today, enemies tomorrow. Police Independence Day. Ekufu Dampare fired by John Dramani Mahama and Felix Kwasi Ofosu, who has 78 million to spend on government communication. So he's doing his work very, very, very well. Okay, let's go to the documents put out by Oliver Vomaho earlier today, explaining why he thinks Dampare has been sacked and why he thinks Dampare should be sacked and why he thinks Dampare should actually be investigated for crimes that he has committed against citizens of Ghana. See the letter. Okay. So it says, Dampare's undoing were 4 things. 1, the way he oversaw the brutal treatment of Democracy Hub protesters from Occupy Julobi House to Stop Galamsey protests. This includes the way he set his sights on me, Oliver referring to himself, doing almost everything in his power to use the police force against me and other conveners. I believe in that he was extremely used by the former regime. He was their lapdog and he delivered. No, Oliver, there you are wrong. Dampare was not used by the former regime. How many times did Nana Akufo-Addo not advise Dampare that stop this picture and do the work? How many times? How many times did interior ministers not call Dampare and say, listen, you have to focus on the work, and he gets angry? How many times did Dampare not fight with Henry Quartey? How many times? How many times was there not argument at national security meetings with the president chairing about Dampare's public conduct? How many times? How many times did national security meetings not stop to discuss Dampare's conduct and his obstinacy and his intransigence? How many times? How many? Oliver, Dampare was not a lapdog for the former regime. But let's move on. Oliver continues, point 2. He says, the way Dampare empowered some criminal elements within the police PID. Those Dampare's people, that's what they were called. PID. Dampare came and set up another police for himself. And it's called PID. Oliver here is alleging that the way in which Dampare empowered these criminal elements within the PID, who committed crimes and had absolutely zero regard for due process, human life or justice. They committed crimes that even Duterte, who is before the Hague for crimes against humanity, will be shy to imagine. Everyone I know in the police hierarchy and rank and file were complaining about the abuses of the PID guys, but everyone treated them as untouchables because they were Dampare's own terror squad. This is true. Everybody in the police service, all of us who are in media, have been getting calls from 2019-20, when Dampare became the IGP, from 2021, I think it was 22 or so. That Dampare has a squad. He has a murder squad. They are killing people. Every policeman told all of us, if you complain about it, you get fired. Dampare was running a terror regime with the police and also allegedly pilfering their money. Dampare, he was doing that allegedly, pilfering their money. The police. Number 3 on Oliver. He says, his lies, which is Dampare's lies. I have never seen a more dishonest Bible-touting individual. Oliver here describes Dampare as a liar who is a very dishonest Bible-touting individual. Oliver wrote this early this morning, about 9 o'clock. It was up. By that time, the report of Dampare hadn't come. So clearly, Oliver knew that Dampare was going to be fired today. So, a few people knew. I mean, I didn't know. I just found out when the report came out. I didn't know. But it looks like some people knew. Okay, let's move on. He comes second. Oh no, this one I don't want to read it. Oliver says that in Dampare's Bible dishonesty, he comes second to Ken Ofori-Atta. I won't read that one. Ken Ofori-Atta is a good man. Despite this, Oliver goes on. He went ahead curating PR event. This was our problem with him. Despite all his lies, his dishonesty, his allegedly funding a PID squad in the police service that was committing criminality, in spite of all of these allegations, Ekufu Dampare went ahead curating PR events of babies kissing his hand and creating such a PR-driven service to mask his extreme dishonesty. This is the thing that annoyed all of us. That Dampare's alleged dishonesty was being covered up by his PR gimmicks. How can an IGP say a camera should follow me that I'm going to buy cocoa in Cartier? How low can you get? How bizarre can you get as an IGP? Inspector General of Police, go and sit in Parliament and is crying. How bizarre can you get? And you are the same person who is alleged to be funding criminal elements in the police, shooting and killing people. We are going to investigate all that. He will never get away with it. We'll teach him that this is a republic. It has rules, it has court, it has court of appeal, it has high court, and it has systems that work. So that anything that Dampare may have done that is illegal, that is criminal, is going to come to the fore. They are preparing the video. You will see the jubilation of the police. Today is truly the Police Independence Day. Now, number 4. Oliver says, Dampare's total disregard for other senior police hierarchy. He had his own clique and camp. Those he liked, he kept close. Those he didn't like, he felt it's apart. He was petty, vindictive, and just an extremely insecure man. Wow! Oliver couldn't have put it better. Dampare, petty, vindictive, and extremely insecure. He lacks confidence of himself. A police officer. He's always looking for how to gain something. You go and call small children that you are engaging with them, and that the camera should film it and put it out that Dampare is engaging with small children. If somebody alleges that you're a pedophile, will you be happy? IGP, you are engaging with small children. So that they film it and you show that you can come to the level of children, so you should be IGP. Today you have been sacked. He was petty, vindictive, and just an extremely insecure man. I say good riddance. The man must rest for new blood to learn from where he failed. Shalom, Oliver. Shalom. That's Oliver Baka-Vormahorst. He says, Dampare is undoing were 4 things. That is very, very important. Now, this evening, as the information is popping up that Dampare was going to be, so the drama started from around 3 o'clock, when all of us, our phones were buzzing, Charlie, what's happening, everybody's making phone calls, Then we are told that, look, there's some, let's do the age thing first. I'll come to this one. Then we are told that, hey, something is coming up. There's a research group that is bringing something up against Dampare. I think the research group in the police were trying to facilitate Dampare's speedy removal. So this came up. I'm going to read it. It's entitled The Age of Ekufu Dampare. This document is not prepared by us. We are reading it. It's not prepared by us. We do not have any basis to say that it is true or it's not true, but it's for public interest. It's a high public interest value. And some of the things it says are interesting. So let's look at it. Dr. George Ekufu Dampare completed the Buakwa State College in the Eastern Region in 1987 at the age of 24, aligning with the birth year of 1963 rather than 1970. Apparently, Dr. Dampare is saying that he was born in 1970, and this report is indicating that he was born in 1963. The allegation is for age forgery. The allegation here is that Dampare has forged his age on top of his everything, taking pictures with children. Okay. 2, he initially struggled with weak O-levels. All of us did, so that's no problem. Which he later improved as a private candidate in November, December. All of us did, so no problem. In November, December 1989. So he first wrote the O-level in 1987, and then he wrote it again in 1989, 2 years later. 3, he subsequently used the improved results to enter the Ghana Police Service in December 1990 at the age of 27. However, in 2 prior attempts, 1988 and 1989, he was disqualified on grounds of exceeding the age limit of 25. So that's interesting. Dampare entered the police service at the age of 27 because he had been disqualified earlier in 89 and 88 and 89 at the age of 25. So the question is, how was he disqualified at the age of 25 and was allowed in at the age of 27? That's the reasonable question. Let's see the answer. It's here. It's coming. It's going to come in a minute. Okay. So that's the answer here. Number 4. To circumvent this restriction, he, Dampare, allegedly slashed 7 years of his age, abandoning his 1986 secondary O-level certificate in favor of his private O-level certificate results from 1989, giving the impression of a more recent secondary school education. The naming conventions of Ghanaian culture further expose this deception. Traditional account names are given based on the day of birth. July 14, 1963 fell on a Sunday, meaning IGP Dr. Ekufu Dampare should have been named Kwasi. July 14, 1970 fell on a Tuesday, making Kwabena the appropriate name. By adopting the latter, Dr. George Ekufu Dampare not only manipulated his academic credentials, but also altered fundamental aspects of his identity, effectively engaging in fraudulent misrepresentation. This is coming up today. No. When they heard that Dampare was going fired, they said that, well, there's more. The guy actually forged his age. Dishonesty is being alleged. We don't know. Is he going to be sued for it so that the court can settle it? But this is what happens. And now you can understand all those theatricals and shenanigans. It was all intended to cover up something. And everyone wondered, what is Dampare covering up? What is he covering up? What's all these theatricals and photographs? And we have been in this country from independence. We have never seen an IGP like that. When I showed if you have an old video, the first IGP, Majite, is part of our collection, our I call it our video arsenal. It's part of our video arsenal. Majite. It was when I showed this video in 2018 or so that some people were telling me that the Majite, is that how he looks like? Because we don't know how IGPs look like. Only Dampare is in your face every day. He won't go and do the work. He's taking pictures like a Fiaodo. This is a very major allegation. Very, very serious allegation. This is not the first time we are talking about this allegation. We are saying that Christian Yovonu must investigate these matters. Christian, salute you, sir. Welcome to the job. Please investigate these matters thoroughly, from bottom to down. Let us know. Christian Yovonu is here. Please, before I put that, let's read his appointment letter. It's beautiful. Let's read the letter. Put the letter up. Okay, that's the letter. Felix Kwachi Ofosu, MP, spokesperson for the president, Minister Communications, who also has 78 million Ghana cedis to spend for this year with two other ladies. Felix Kwachi Ofosu, he has 78 million cedis to spend. He is doing the work. Okay, let's move on. President Mahama appoints COP Yohonu as Inspector General of Police. President, now Thursday, 13th March, the day the Ghana Police Service got their independence. President Mahama appoints COP Yohonu as Inspector General of Police. President John Dramani Mahama has, in accordance with Article 91 and 202 of the 1992 Constitution, and in consultation with the Council of State, appointed Commissioner of Police COP Christian Tete Yohonu as the Inspector General of Police. He replaces COP Dr. George Akufu Dampare. COP Yohonu brings 40 years of experience to the position of IGP and is expected to oversee the modernization and transformation of the Ghana Police Service. Signed, 78 million worth Felix Kwachi Ofosu, MP, spokesperson for the president, Minister, Government Communications. Wow. Charlie, if you have 78 million to do your work, you are in a hurry. You do it. Officer, I salute you, sir. Good evening. Welcome to the job. We always know your competence. We always know your temerity. We always know your calmness and your measured approach to police work. We salute you again. God bless you. Godspeed is what we wish you. That's Christian Tete Yohonu. He's the new IGP. Now, look at this. Okay, let me finish with the Dampare allegation. I'll come to the Akufo-Addo part. You know, I always have an Akufo-Addo part of the story. I'll come to it. Okay. Extrajudicial killings. The Botiano killings. About 12 young men, this is an allegation, and we didn't prepare this document again, but it's a document that we think has high public interest. We're going to rely on it, but we cannot speak for the veracity, but we are going to show it to you because it has very high public interest. Okay. The Botiano killings, about 12 young men who were winning sand, were arrested by Dampare's boys, as they call them, in the police service and killed without any offense committed. Botiano killings. Yohonu is going to investigate all these things one by one. 2, amongst the personnel who perpetrated this heinous crime was Chief Inspector Konglo. We don't know who he is. It's an allegation. The killings were allegedly sanctioned by Dampare himself. 4, delegation went to the mother of 2 of the boys murdered by Dampare's boys, apparently to give her monetary compensation, but the woman rejected it. Thank God for such women. These are the allegations. This is not recent to viewers. It's not recent. It has been there. Dampare is sitting on it. He wasn't even talking to Christian Yohonu. I can tell you that for free. When Akufo-Addo appointed Christian, you see, there was so much pressure on Akufo-Addo and Bawumia that you need to do something about Dampare. Akufo-Addo and his constitutionality, he's a lawyer and constitutional. I mean, people like Chairman Wontumi and co were frustrated about the whole Dampare effort. They were completely beside themselves with concern that Akufo-Addo should kick this guy out. And people thought it was because MPP. No, the Ghana Police Service itself, the police people themselves, they wanted Dampare out right now. And they threatened that if people don't take Dampare out, you will see it in the ballot box. And it was seen. Check across the country, every police station, polling booth, Dr. Bawumia lost heavily to John Mahama. Some of it may have been part of the tsunami against the MPP, but a great part of it was also a protest against the MPP for keeping this tyrant of an IGP who only works with PID people in the police. He doesn't work with every police officer. He only works with his own people. The police were frustrated by that. And that's what showed. Because of some of these things, all of these allegations were part of the whisperings. The police were whispering every day. Is it not Akufo-Addo who appointed Christian Yowono as Deputy Inspector General of Police? So when the pressure mounted on Akufo-Addo, and he thought that constitutionally removing the IGP few months to election is a catastrophe, Akufo-Addo thought so, and rightly so. So he said, okay, if Dampare is such a problem, we're going to have a deputy IGP who would come in charge of operations so that he will now do the operations. Police service were happy with it. Yowono was appointed. Yowono is not an MPP man, he's not an NDC man, he's just a police officer. Because of his name, some people thought he's Ewe, he's not even Ewe, he's Adan, and all of that. Many connotations were put, but Yowono is just a professional police officer, full stop. So Akufo-Addo didn't have any hesitation to appoint him. So he did. Then when Yowono came, complaints started coming again. Dampare is not talking to him. Dampare doesn't call him to meetings. Dampare is not coming to the office. Dampare is operating some office somewhere. He doesn't talk to you. Then every day Dampare is at Che Homes. He's going to visit President Mahama. He goes, Your Excellency, I salute. President Mahama is a nice man. Oh, he will receive you nicely. He's opposition leader. You are IGP. You want to visit him? No problem. He'll have a nice conversation with you. But whatever he wants to do is in his head. And that's what on the 13th of March, after Mahama being declared winner on 10 December, he took Dampare on Independence Day. Independence Day, remember Dampare was following him, confidently following the president. He's a ceremonial ADC. He was happy with it. He didn't know what was coming. He didn't know that 1 week from now, you will smell pepper. Today he's been fired. Not just fired, but they are alleging that he has forged his age, so he should be dealt with. They are alleging further that he has executed people extrajudicial, so that he should be dealt with. Look at this video. Look at this guy doing this video. Police jubilation. Look at how he's happy. They are so happy. Listen, have a look at it. Somebody just sent it to me right now. See it.
Police! Look at the jubilant from everywhere. Everybody's happy. Oh! At long last. At long last. At long last. At long last. The joy is all over. The joy is everywhere. We are going to win from our heart. Oh! Ghana, the security is in our hand, and this is what we have been ending and praying for. We thank God. We thank God for that. For listening to our President Omama. God bless you. We have really listened to our prayers. Hey, freedom forever. Freedom forever. You can see the jubilant. Everybody's jubilant. Hey, police! Look at the jubilant from everywhere. Everybody's happy. Oh, at long last.
Well, quite a lot is coming up on Good Evening Ghana, because we have this our story from Fugitive from Justice. Maybe we'll do another editorial on Tuesday. By that time, a lot more information has come. But good riddance to Dr. Ekufu Dampare. Never ever again will Ghana have an IGP who is carrying a camera around him, taking pictures of his interaction with people. IGP who goes to sit at a committee in Parliament and is crying to show that he's a good person. Such person against whom allegations have made of such high levels of dishonesty, a police officer, including an allegation of age forgery. All that is coming out now. Age forgery. You forge your age to join police service. And so you have a confidence problem. And you become IGP and you think you have to be a tyrant. You see, people who lack confidence, that's how they show it. Because they lack confidence, when they get never again will any president. And those people who advised President Akufo-Addo to give Dampare the IGP, today they should bow down their heads in shame. Ghana has rejected their idea of IGP. Today, those people who went to Akufo-Addo, I know who I'm talking about, of course, who went to Akufo-Addo and told Akufo-Addo that he should make Dampare IGP, that Dampare should be IGP. Those people who went to convince Akufo-Addo that Dampare should be IGP, today they should bow down their heads in shame, because Ghana, the Republic, has rejected their idea of an IGP. See the jubilation. If you like, if you're in Kumasi, go to the police depot. If you're in Takoradi, go there right now. The videos are coming. Total jubilation. Never in the history of Ghana has an IGP been changed and police officers are jubilating. What is this? What kind of a person is Dampare? Who does he think he is? Ofosukwachi, thank you. The 78 million is working. Let me take my seat and let's deal with the Fugitive from Justice matter. This montage is for Dr. Ekufu Dampare, who believed that the results of 2020 24's election was in his favor, that he will remain IGP because the MPP that was hounding him is gone, and that he thought that he can sweep all his dishonesty and all his alleged extrajudicial killings under the carpet, and that John Mahama will continue him. This montage is for him. He is sitting under the umbrella and he has been fired by the umbrella. Dampare, good night. Read your Bible. Ask for forgiveness from God. The people who you allegedly killed, if you kill them, go and beg their families. Go and beg forgiveness. And if you ask for forgiveness, you will be forgiven, because no one is without sin. But your dishonesty is appalling.
Arise for Ghana, of patron of the land, forward and seek your future. People of men, our God, from me.
Are we killing patriotism? That anybody can just get up, make allegations upon allegations, and people who go across the country at times 48 hours without sleep, just keeping the country at peace, will be called to come and answer allegations that are unfounded, and that becomes something. Anyway, I'm here. I have no choice. I have no choice, and have come. And I say it to the glory of God, my Maker, who sustains me every day. I will speak to the matters as you direct.
Victory! Victory! It's our land! Victory! It's our land! Of the drug of the land, forward and secure future, development.
Your primo said the time, so what you have
904.
Inspector General of Police.
And I feel in my spirit that this is just not fair. It is just not fair. Are we killing patriotism? That anybody can just get up, make allegations upon allegations?
Democrat, our unity from peace to peace. The end is shining.
And I feel in my spirit that this is just not fair. It is just not fair.
We've been talking about this story for a while, but now we have time to deliver it, isn't it? I have a concern with these three honorable gentlemen on my screen. Dr. Mani Boama is the Minister for Defense. This is the National Security Coordinator, the Honorable COP Abdul Razak Usman, and Mubarak Muntaka. Now, I think that these three gentlemen, as honorable as they are, have done something fundamental against our democracy. And I'll show you why they've done something really fundamental against our democracy. Because there's a fugitive from justice. This fugitive from justice has been brought into Ghana and he's been shipped in and shipped out. His coming into Ghana was facilitated by these three men, and that's completely disappointing. At least that's the information we have. That it appears that these three men facilitated the arrival of the fugitive from justice. Why is there a fugitive from justice? Let me go to the court document now. Now, this is the court document. In the Superior Court of Judicature, let me just get the court document. The Superior Court of Judicature in the High Court of Justice Commercial Division, that's the case title, case number CR 904/17. Now, what does the case say? It says a few things and it comes here. And whereas the court's attention has been drawn to a scandalous video circulating on social media in relation to this case, which video contains an extremely scandalous and prima facie contemptuous speech that scandalizes the judge, the court, and the whole administration of justice. And whereas the said scandalous video is purported to have been made by a scoundrel who styles himself as Kevin Taylor, who is not a party to this case, and the court, finding it necessary to invoke the powers vested in it under Article 1262 of the 1992 Constitution to proceed against the said scoundrel Kevin Taylor for contempt. Now, therefore, the court orders the issuance of this warrant for the apprehension of the body of Kevin Taylor and for him to be produced before the court to answer to the question why he should not be committed to prison for making such contemptuous statements which are totally a fabrication by him in the said video. It is hereby further ordered that this warrant is directed at the Inspector General of Police, IGP, Ghana Police Service, the Bureau of National Investigations, BNI, now NIB, and the National Security to take appropriate steps for the apprehension and production of the said Kevin Taylor before the court. It is further ordered that this warrant remains in force until the said Kevin Taylor is arrested and shall lapse the day the said Kevin Taylor expires from the surface of the earth. Given under my hand and seal of the High Court of Justice Commercial Division, Accra, this 16th day. So this is the warrant. Such an arrest warrant has been issued against a person who scandalizes the judiciary, the third arm of government, sitting out of the country. Now, this issue is the same reason why the Muntie three, Mugabe, our friends Mugabe and Akogun and others went to jail. Because they were working in the Republic. They said something on radio which was scandalous. They were asked to come to court, the same thing, to show why they should not be committed for contempt of court. Now, if I stand here and say something scandalous about the Republic or about any person, a contempt application can be filed against me. I will be asked to come to court to show why. It is for that reason that we conduct our programs the way we conduct it, so that there's civility within the Republic. Some people sit outside the Republic for political sake, for supporting MPP sake, because they like MPP. They say things like that, and then they think that they can get away with it because either MPP is in power or NDC is in power. And the court issued this warrant, served it on the police, and then you have such important people. Give me the photographs again. You have such important people facilitating the arrival of the fugitive from justice into town. Mani Boama is reported to have provided military accompaniment security for the guy when he came to town. National Security Coordinator was involved, apparently. And also the Interior Minister, Mubarak Muntaka, who controls the police. All of these people were put together to facilitate the movement to Cape Coast to go and see his parents. His parents, after he sits on radio and debases the journalism work by scandalizing everybody, and because he's MPP people are clapping, or because he's NDC people are clapping, the election is over. We now have a country to build. This is a judicial order from the High Court. Is it elected officials like these men who have to violate the High Court position and undermine the judiciary of Ghana? If the judiciary of Ghana will be undermined, should it be undermined by elected officials? A president won a landslide and made Mani Boama the Minister for Defense, an elected official. And then you have National Security Coordinator, appointed by an elected official. Mubarak Muntaka, himself an elected member of parliament, also an elected official. These are the men who are allegedly helping to violate the court order and bring the judiciary into opprobrium and disgrace. These are the people who are undermining the democracy, people who have been elected. How can you do that? As for Mugabe, he should go to jail. But as for another person, when he does these things, he will come in and get military protection from Moani Boama. Look at the cars they were using. The cars are here. We have the number. The guy who was driving him is called Eric. Who is Eric? Tomorrow we'll tell you more about him. Now, viewers, you know what happened? Somebody very, very reasonable within the NDC. This is one of the cars. 55323. This has already been shown. Those who have been watching for the records, this has been shown already. GE 166. All of these are national security cars. And you take the taxpayers' money that funds national security to fund the operation, arrival, and movement of a fugitive from justice who has undermined one of the important institutions of state. Is that how we want to build a democracy? Mugabe should go to jail because he can't answer contempt. Another person should not answer. He should be protected by Omani Boame soldiers. Is that how we want to do it? Please put their photographs there. Let me end this conversation so that people can understand and people can have their say. Dr. Omani Boama has questions to answer. We are going to do that. We are not going to leave it. We are going to file an RTI. And he may be getting an urgent question from Parliament to come and answer why he facilitated and violated the court order, because if he did, he himself is guilty of contempt. If they did, all of them are guilty of contempt of the High Court. And as we said in the campaign, nobody is above the law. No one is above the law. They will have to face those contempt charges for bringing in this fugitive from justice. This very sensible NDC person who is in the inner circle told them, and I heard it, that look, this guy has a bench warrant against him. Send him out of the country. Don't let him come into the country on national security grounds. The guy was so scandalized. He says, I cannot mention his name. He was absolutely scandalized that what is happening? Why do you have this guy in town? And the conversation about should we give him an appointment, so that the guy himself was asking for an appointment, so that when he gets an appointment, he will get something, the judiciary will not prosecute him, some immunity of sorts. That's what he thought. And now here we are, elected officials violating the order of the High Court. Tell me what you think, viewers. Send me a message. It's time for text messages, but my next interview is Dr. Smasapon, who is here in the studio. Doc, how are you?
Yeah, all is well.
All is well now. They said that you got a prediction wrong. You came here and told us about Meow win and he didn't win.
We will discuss.
But we'll talk about that. We'll talk about it in a minute. Whilst we do that, let me just take text messages from the viewers. They are very, very important to us. We always like to hear what you're saying. Antoinette is first to read the text messages.
Thank you so much, Paul. So on the story of the IGP, a lot of people seem to be jubilating about his removal, while others do not agree with the removal. Now, there is someone called NPP today, and this is what he says. He says, I'm thrilled to hear that the IGP Dampare has been sacked. His removal is long overdue, considering his dismal performance as the head of Ghana's police force in the last year of Nana Addo. It's no secret that Dampare saw himself as a celebrity, always moving with paparazzi rather than a security cap hole, and his actions reflected that. His failure to take decisive action during the last elections was appalling. He allowed thugs from the NDC to attack police stations and destroy election materials, all while his officers stood by and watched because of a command he gave his men and women before the elections. This lack of leadership and accountability is unacceptable, and it's no wonder that Dampare's tenure was marked by controversy and criticism by many officers in the police force. Now, moreover, Dampare's actions often put former President Nana Addo in a difficult position on many occasions, making him more enemies than friends. It's worth noting that many people around Nana Addo caused him more harm than good, and Dampare was certainly one of them. Now, thankfully, President Mahama has taken decisive action and appointed COP Christian Tete Yohonu as the new IGP. This change in leadership is a step in the right direction, I think, and I'm hopeful that Yohonu will bring the necessary reforms and accountability to the Ghana Police Service. Now, Patience Sapon says, Ghanaians are actually always very happy with change. whether it's good or bad. So this is no different. Let's just wait and see. Rebecca Lancaster says, please, let's tell the truth for once. The IGP George Akuffo Dampare performed his job as IGP abysmally in 2024 elections. It do serve him right. Look at the lawlessness, the violence, and all that happened. Even some Ghanaian policemen still complain bitterly about him. Moses Akurugu says, while Dampare should be credited for improving the police service, I always said he uses communist tactics and excessive PR to win the public trust and administration. If these allegations are true, then everyone should learn from it. Great leaders are team players. Ability to work with a team and in a team is very crucial to the success of every organization. The new IGP should launch a swift investigation into these allegations, and his office should be raided to prevent destruction of evidence. Nanana Akwajo Obin says, in the contrary, Dampare in a way actually changed the face of the Ghana Police Service. Let us rather celebrate him for the good work that he did and not just criticize him. What do you have for us?
All right, thank you. So this is coming from Daniel Sama, and he says, Dr. Dampare was a disciplinarian and Ghanaians don't like such personality. Former IGP, you were a good man, stay safe. Kofi also says the entire police service is celebrating because Dampare has put an end to their practice of accepting bribes from drivers. Master Planner Junior from Kentampo says Dr. Dampare did his best, but his best was worse, so he should go and rest. Now he can do his pictures and cut them with scissors wearing his black trousers. Roktaki says, I'm extremely disappointed that the government has allocated a significant amount of funds for communication at the presidency. As a citizen, I expect our leaders to prioritize the needs of the people and not just their own. Samuel Fosiba says, I can't understand why the former IGP Dampare knew he had such heinous and nefarious record and report hidden. Couldn't be stipulated his resignation letter to cover his pendant shameless. I think this must be a blatant lesson for others. Kwabna Boapon says, Nanado promoted this man with genuine heart, but he ended up paying him back with evil. Kwejo Ben says, Dampare in a way changed the face of the Ghana police. Kamal from Amasaman says, Paul, I'm so happy that IGP Dampare has been sacked, and I would like to congratulate the new IGP. Yao February says, the only policeman that went through all the ranks in service with the shortest period was the same IGP Dampare, reluctantly promoting his colleague, policeman, just that he wanted to please the opposition NDC party. Now back to you, Paul.
Civil society people are unhappy on social media. I'm just reading it. As I told you, I'm always on social media, reading Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everything. Civil society, there's fight going on. Civil society, why do you have to sack that? The allegations of corruption, we didn't get to that one. And the amount of money Dampare went to pay to some officials of Jubilee House, as it was alleged. We didn't get to it. We might not be able to get to it today because our time is fast spent. Now it's 24 minutes past the hour at 10 o'clock. Let's get into the interview now. Dr. Smasapon is with us. And, Doc, good evening.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
You said Dr. Bawumia was going to get 50-point-something%. He didn't get it.
Right. So a very good evening to our cherished viewers and your good self. And I thank you very much for this opportunity to maybe clarify it for the last time on the activities that preceded the 2024 elections in respect of research. All right. So what you do as a researcher is to ensure that you are well in tune with the methodology you want to use. I am, of course, a professor of research design, so in tune with my methodology very, very well. Then you make sure that the data reflects the real people and not fiction, not cooked. In statistics, we say cooked. All right, so that too is ensured. In fact, I will not be on any platform to question the credibility or integrity of the people I sent to go and collect the data for me. So they did what they have to do, correct data. If anybody wants to see how genuine the data was, it is in the evidence of the presence of my people in the various constituencies. And I have a lot of people. Your friend Selom on City.
Yes. Solomon Adonu.
Yes, we had an interview and he dared me to take him to his constituency, I think K2 North or so. Fortunately, I had my laptop and then we went through it. And he confessed that, in fact, these are places that if you really, really never visited there, you cannot speak to the issues I was speaking to. So a very, to thank my team, the team that worked for me in the various constituencies across the country. Now, I came up with 2 findings summarized in the ultimate picture we see. One is a turnout effect model, and the other one is the raw regional averages. I remember the last time we were showing some of the regional graphs that I shared. If you take the regional graphs, which was not model built, and you sum up the averages for the 2 leading, let's take the
candidate, John Mahama and Dr. Bawumia.
The 2 candidates, yeah. You realize that the raw averages will give President Mahama 52.33 or so lead, and then Vice President was doing 41-point-something% behind. So from the raw averages, and these graphs are in the public domain.
Okay.
Anybody who wants to do that summary should do. So I'm sure others would have ended there. What I wanted to do, which I think I would call contributing to knowledge in the academic field, these things are encouraged. Test to see whether this version also works so that you can recommend it to others. So what I intended to do was not just the raw, people have gone to collect data, it's like this. I wanted to do what we call superimposition. And so I estimated a turnout. And the turnout, as I estimated, was 81.4 expected turnout.
That's 8 million, 81%.
81, yes, 0.4%.
81.4% turnout is what you estimated.
Estimated.
What was 2020's turnout? Do you know?
2020 parliamentary was 81.3.
Turnout.
Presidential was 79.2. So that was how 2020 elections ended.
I said that parliamentary was 80.
Parliamentary 81.3. Presidential 79.2. Turnout.
Okay.
In fact, this turnout, as I estimated mine separately. Later, Commission for Civic Education also conducted a study towards the research. They also came up with an estimated turnout of, I think, 81 or 82%. Expected turnout.
That's a
projected turnout. All right. So by way of how to estimate turnout, I was consistent. In fact, that is how anybody who wanted to use turnout in modeling would have done and would have gotten a fine average of 81 point something. And mine was 81.4. So what I did was, in respect of the regional breakdowns, let me superimpose these breakdowns onto this expected turnout regionally. Yes.
So you do Ashanti region 81% presidential, Eastern region 81% presidential, and
Absolutely.
you do your projections and your calculations based on an 81% turnout.
Absolutely. And with the 81% turnout, the regional graphs we shared, which I have given copies, and you had one.
Yeah, they're showing it. That's what they're showing.
When you take these percentages, so for example, what we have on the screen now is for Upper East. When you take this and the expected turnout is shared for the 2 leading or maybe all of them per the percentages estimated, you would have the real values. You know, elections comes down to numbers. Not these percentages are after the numbers are counted. So you get the real numbers that the leading or the presidential candidates are expected to get. When you average the real numbers as a fraction of the total expected voters, you would get what I arrived at. The Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia getting 49.1, and then the flag bearer then, now President Mahama getting 46.5 or so.
So you were predicting the second round?
Yes. So in all fairness, none of my reports suggested a one-time win.
Yes.
It was a runoff prediction.
But as a researcher, how did you not know that there will be low voter turnout?
All right. So in the estimation of the turnout, I used the raw responses I got from the field. And for many who says they will not vote, in fact, I think I shared that data. I will share it later with you. Yes, as well. So you can see that a percentage, about 25%, were in the class of don't know or won't vote. So about 25% in the class of don't know or won't vote should have taken us to a expected turnout of about 75%. But then don't know, as at 17th of October, is likely to decide or know by 7th of December. And let's also put on record that time has an effect on the opinion of people. And so if I did my study on the 17th of October and someone else did a study maybe 1st of December, getting towards December 7th, there is definitely time alone can account for variation between information today and opinion as at the main day. So I have two main responses to people who ask me whether my results was right or wrong. One, the fact that I might have done mine too early. And even that, if I had ended, if not for academic exploration, and I ended at the regional averages, anybody can do it. I could have come out to say, flag bearer John Dramani Mahama is going to get 52.33, and that was what I got. If anybody does the averages, that's what they will get. And then Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was going to get 41.9 or so. But what I intended to do was that the whole conversation is about numbers. If you say in Volta region, President Mahama is going to get 83 point something, and that was, check the original graphs, those who are watching, and you have it. You realize that 83% has a certain number based on the total voters in Volta region. Put that one aside. Okay, in Upper East, he's expected to get like 60%. Put that one, the number aside. Once you get all those numbers for the 16 regions and you find the average, you realize that it is representing the 46.5% that I put. So
how did it become 57%?
So the 57%, you see, so the two reasons is that, number one, when research outputs come, they do not become the actual, they are only expected. And day in, day out, due to hard work of the political parties, minds do swing, change from left to right, or affirms left or affirms right on those things. And so anybody else who took, for example, a prophecy to mean that rain or shine, do or die, this is going to be the outcome, would have been, deceived and wrongly blamed God for it. It comes with hard work. And I want to congratulate the NDC. They actually worked hard. Example, in Kumasi, 4 days after the release of my report, litany of senior NDC members invaded every radio TV station in Kumasi in terms. In fact, on one radio station, OTEC, for example, Monday, for example, would be current finance minister, Dr. Ato Forsen. Tuesday would be like my brother Okujato Ablakwa. Wednesday, it's like invaded.
My question really is, how did you not know that there will be a low voter turnout?
So now I've answered. Maybe time.
Okay, because of time.
As at that time, I had 25% in the category of don't know and won't vote.
But that grew significantly. What was the voter turnout we ended with?
About 59 point something, so let's say 60%.
So what was 81% became 60%?
Yeah, absolutely. So in my questionnaire,
which region suffered the lowest voter turnout in terms of the comparing with 2020?
I've actually not done the variation analysis. In fact, I've been quite tight crossing over from December to January. When my hands are a little free, I would go back into. I want us to settle, and by now I'm sure.
The settling has started. The IGP has been sacked, so we are settling.
and we will get real feedback. But as at that time, the highest percentage of reason in the group that were in don't know and won't vote was lack of trust. In fact, that was the lead reason why the 25% that I got were saying they will not. Unknown
lack of trust in the ruling party or in the political system?
In the political system.
Oh, wow.
Not in the ruling party, in the political system. In fact, that was lack of trust. I don't trust politicians. I don't have trust in this, that. And it just ran through the entire 25% people. I want to believe that lack of trust was part of the reason why the turnout was low, along with many other reasons known to the electorates. Yes. So for me, if you ask me...
So we shouldn't say Professor Asman-Sarpong lied to us. We shouldn't say that.
It couldn't have been a lie. And usually one thing good about my study is that I give a lot of details. For example, I can give you GPS locations of every community.
Yes, to show the work was actually done.
Yeah, I give you a lot of
you
details.
You didn't sit in a room and then just create it.
I have come up with 8 separate research reports. And consistently what I do is I invite the press, I subject myself to questioning, I give a lot of details. And I remember one host asking me that, oh, Professor, this thing that you are doing, what if it doesn't come through? And for the 8 successive times, it kept coming through. And I remember one day we were here in your studio to discuss the outcome of the regional elections in Ashanti some time back, where the prediction had been 99.6% or nearly 100% in a very fiercely fought regional election. I remember one last one before the elections, Menchia South. I gave, and let me say this in passing, when you have qualitative and then quantitative, but let me do this thing in just 1 minute. If you are doing a qualitative study, you can simply say this person will win, not by any margin. This person will win, that person will win, and anybody at all can say it, even without numbers. But to my colleague researchers, if you are doing quantitative, that's why you must put numbers and margins to it. You have either a directional sort of decision to make or a non-directional decision to make. If you say you are doing a non-directional decision to make, then what you are saying that it is going to range between A and B. If you say you are doing directional, then you are going to say this person is going to get below this or above that.
Yes.
Then that is directional. In Menchia South, in my research, I did a direction. I said the person who was going to win with a percentage not less than 70%.
Menchia South.
Menchia South. The person got 71.5%.
The parliamentary candidate.
The parliamentary candidate. Then in this research we are discussing, I said nobody is likely to cross the 50% mark due to the turnout. Now, once I said the results were coming and I checked the turnout, as a researcher, all my conclusion was that, it is not going to be advisable next time to base your model on turnout, because turnout has proved to be extremely volatile. In fact, no researcher in Ghana or even the politicians who even suspected low turnout suspected it in such magnitude.
Yes, in that man, nobody predicted that.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody. And
so if the turnout had been similar to 2020, do you also subscribe to the view that the results could have been different? Because the figures point to the fact that President Mahama increased his votes by a little over 100,000 from 2020.
Yes.
But the NPP dropped by more than 2 million.
2 million plus.
Yeah.
So not to conclude as to who would win or who would not win, but as a researcher, if the percentage turnout had been a little close to my 81.4%, what I would have expected was that these findings would have been confirmed. And I trust my methodology.
So that if NPP had maintained their numbers in 2020, they still win.
That is it. The outcome tells us.
If they got the same thing they got into, exactly the same thing they got in 2020 in the presidential election, they still win.
Yes, that's what the numbers tells us now. But I mean, the politicians know very well that each election is a fresh sheet.
It's different, yes.
It's a start afresh. It's not related in any way to the previous election. So it's a lesson. The lesson I have learned as a researcher is that maybe turnout is extremely volatile. I should not include it in my model the next time.
So in the model the next time, what do you give to turnout?
If I turnout in my 2020, I estimated a tuner. I didn't estimate a turnout.
What's a tuner?
A tuner, what has to do with that? A tuner is a Jacobian term. I hope I'm not confused.
Jacobian is mathematics.
Yes.
Yes, I remember that.
Mathematical statistics.
Yes. Okay.
So it's a Jacobian term that we use in smoothing. So let's say if there are Roth volatility, how do you smoothing the noise? And it's a term, it's estimated also. So what I did in 2020 was to estimate that lambda, that tuner. So I didn't rely on turnout. I estimated the tuner, and that's smoothing the general averages. Like I would have shared 52.33 for President Mahama, and then applied the tuner to just clean the noise that.
So will you conduct a survey for the next election? You see, will you do 1-2 years from now to see where we are going?
Mine, fortunately, my work, what I'm paid for, is to conduct research.
So we'll be hearing from you again?
Definitely. I've written books on research methods. I've done a lot of research in various fields, environment, everywhere. I'm a social scientist, and so anything that concerns our human existence and human development, I am all around. I've been doing this for over 15, getting to 20 years. I've been a doctor for more than 10 years. I've been a professor for over 5 years now, and that is what I do. So I will continue to do. After all, that is my work, and I do it in various spheres, and that is what I do for a living, and I'll do it. The elections research is just one of the things that excites people. And so issues of
high public interest as well.
Public interest, I just veer off once a while to do it so we can shaping the discussion politically, throw out some expected turnouts, and region by region it shapes. You see, the aim is to help those actors, the stakeholders themselves, political parties, to redirect. It's not to fold your arm and sit and see it happen. No. And so that is the lesson. We will continue to be doing it. Anybody that has different data, we can sit and compare our data. But to say you said this was going to happen, you said it in October, November has come to pass, December has come to pass, it didn't come through, so you are wrong. Then you are assuming Prof. Smart is God or something. Scientifically, if you estimate a model using 81.3, and actual drops not just marginally around, it drops as far as 20% or more of your estimated active variable, that model actually falls flat. And it is scientific. It doesn't lie in the hands of the person to do the whip up, call the people to come and vote, or all those things. That researchers are not, but we sit and we observe. And so generally, I saw in your teaser that I said nobody got it right and all those things. Generally, the turnout is a serious factor that accounts for why nobody got it right. All right, like I said,
nobody predicted that low turnout. People predicted, you even did, that it could be. There's a 25% that is struggling.
Yes, turnout, but not in the magnitude that. And then even in terms of quantitative precision of accuracy, nobody, and I've said that one on countless occasions. I saw some of the reports predicting Vice President Bawumia 52% off. I saw some predicting President Mahama ranging from 51% to 54%. It is 57%. That is also off. Numerically, we are doing quantitative precision. That is off. And I'm saying something like that is called non-directional hypothesis. You are putting a left pole here and a right pole there, and you are saying the prediction is going to fall between this left pole and that right pole. It's like the Manchester United match we were asking about. So if the pole was here and another pole was there and we were playing penalties, you are right only when it passes anywhere between the two poles. If it passes marginally, it still won't be a goal.
No.
We can congratulate you for coming close. But, I mean, we should admit that numerically, 2024 elections, no researcher got it right. And it is not the fault of any researcher. The extent of variation between all the mined or numerical estimations of turnout was beyond anything that anybody would have ever estimated. Mine, the second reason would be perhaps I came too early October. Maybe next time we get very close to it so that human minds would have been made up fully before we take the data. But, I mean, it's all good. Research is for knowledge.
We congratulate you, Doc. We congratulate you. And we thank you for coming back on our show even to talk about it. Not many people will do that. This is our copy of our book to you.
Nice one.
Africa's New Constitutional Leadership. The 77 Stories That Defined Ghana's Fourth Republic.
Most welcome.
It's just exclusive election 2024. We're writing a book about election 2024 as well.
I'll be glad to
publish next year. Yes, we'll come to you and talk about your research and do that. Yes.
I've had some...
we are titling it "Why What Happened Happened."
Oh, okay,
yeah,
nice one.
So that's
a team from France, a team from some 4 different research bodies from outside the country have visited my office. We've had a lengthy conversation. I'm sure they are doing exercises like that.
Similar. So your office is in Kumasi.
Yes, my office is in Kumasi.
Thank
you so much.
All right, viewers, should we take text messages or we should take the break? The break pays us, so let's take the break. When we come back, the last bit of the Dampare story, they just sent it to me. I'm going to share it with you. After the break, we'll be right back. This is Good Evening Ghana and it's live.
There's nothing worse than your multi-bet missing, but nothing better than having it saved. BetSaver.
Michelle say, fe.
Different era, better result. Time has changed and time has brought Kel Choco toothpaste, healthy gums, anti-cavity, fresher breath, and it whitens teeth. Kel Choco toothpaste, Sankofa.
Yenchi, Kel Choco toothpaste.
Happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kelkit Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kelkits. Happy smile.
Sometimes the unexpected happens and the hero falls down in his own story. But he needs not stay down for long. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance is your trusted health partner. Whether an individual building a business, with Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern. For the best health insurance solutions for corporate institutions, groups and associations, families and individuals, choose Cosmopolitan Health Insurance from our over 700 accredited health service providers nationwide. Call us on 0302 540 668 or 0501 678 547 for all your health insurance solutions. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care is our concern.
Attention all farmers, are you ready to take your crops to the next level? Introducing 3 effective organic composts that will revolutionize your farming practices. ACAP, KCAP and Iricop brings to you the ultimate solution for your fertilizer needs. Introducing the ACAP Grade A, KCAP Equiafua Jinkwa and the Iricop with cocoa blends, palm blend and mulch. These are made from locally sourced municipal solid waste, and these are the perfect choice for sustainable farming. Join the organic revolution today. Boost your crop yield, improve soil health, and support sustainable farming practices. Choose ACAP, K-Cup and Aricop organic compost for a greener and bountiful harvest. For your purchase and more information, call the numbers on your screen. Our products are endorsed by COCOBOD, Planting for Food and Jobs, and the Ministry of Food and Agriculture.
There's nothing worse than your multi-bet missing, but nothing better than having it saved. BetSaver.
We are about to end the show today, isn't it? And it's 10 minutes to the top of the hour. Text messages, we're not going to finish reading them tonight. I'm sure by 2 a.m. we'll still be reading the text. They just come in. People, Ghanaians abroad, everywhere, excited about the removal of Dr. Ekufu Dampare. Why do we have this here? We have the photograph of Dr. Dampare, the sacked IGP, and Jubilee House. Why do we have it here? Okay. So, there's a guy called Listowell. Listowell. Keep that name, Listowell. Keep it. Listowell. Listowell. Not Listowell Bukasin, the one who was a sports reporter who now lives in America. I think he's studying law in America. Not Listowell Bukasin, but Listowell. So, Listowell went to Jubilee House and asked that, but why are the high-profile officials allegedly receiving presence from Ekufu Dampare 72 hours or so, and that these presents are being delivered to top-ranking, high-profile officials. Two of them, I won't mention their names now. Should I mention their position? Okay, the position is only them, so you know. But two high-profile, high-ranking officials of the Jubilee House were given, as it is alleged, money by Ekufu Dampare days and hours ago to save his position as IGP. Where is Dr. Dampare getting this money from? We will build onto the story. We just started. We'll build onto the story. Two high-profile officials, two of them, very, very high-profile. It's not Felix Ofosu-Kwakye. No, it's not him. He's not one of them. But two very high-profile officials have received cash. Apparently, it's thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars, presented allegedly by Dr. Ekufu Dampare in the dying hours of his IGP-ship, given to two top high-profile officials to save his position. Listowell went to Jubilee to complain that, but this man, they are going to sack him. Why are you people? And they said, but if he's bringing it, what's the problem? Let him bring it. He said, but you people know they are going to sack the man. You know that by Thursday, Friday, he's gone. News has just come from Jubilee House. Tomorrow, Friday 14th, the new IGP to be sworn in by John Dramani Mahama. It will be a beautiful ceremony. They will invite me. They will invite me. But police officers, my friends in the police, please, if you are going to do pulling out parade for Dr. Dampare at the police headquarters, I want to be there. And please, I'll also pull him out somewhere. We'll pull him out and throw him away on the streets. That's how we'll do his pull out. We won't do it beautiful one like we did for the late General Kwenu and General Mensah Wood and Akafia and Odote, the nice ones we did at the Ghana Armed Forces. That's not what we're going to do. We are going to pull him out and throw him away, because that is what the police deserve. The Independence Day of the police has come. So the story is that Dampare allegedly attended Jubilee. I don't know whether he went to pay the thing in Jubilee. Maybe he didn't pay it at Jubilee. But he organized to meet two high-ranking officials in Jubilee House. And allegedly, he gave them something. Where is he getting the money from? Okay, these are documents that we didn't prepare, but because of his high public interest, we'll share with you. Allegations against former IGP Dampare. Oh, they're already calling him former. This is my people too, but we wait small. This is right now, it's only 10:55. It's only 5 minutes to 11. Wait, then tomorrow, then we call him former. No, they are calling him former. Yeah, journalists are bad. Allegations against former IGP George Ekufu Dampare Dissipation of funds. These are the allegations. It's not our allegation. It's not our work. We have picked it from somewhere. We are sharing with you, not because we think it has veracity, but because it has high public interest. Dissipation of Police Provident Fund from the AUUN. This is a fund which received USD 2,100 from each officer who goes on peacekeeping. The fund was intended to establish a bank for the service, but has allegedly been dissipated to paint police headquarters. Dissipation of Police Welfare Fund, which is used to provide low-interest loans for police officers, has also this is the age. Sorry, that has also been dissipated. So apparently, the fund, from the word we have, contains about 40-something million dollars of money for over the many years. Police people go on peacekeeping operations. When you come, you're expected to pay $2,100 to the fund. They pay. That fund is controlled by the IGP. The police are fearing tonight that this is the money that Dampare has been giving to civil society and journalists, allegedly. Apparently, allegedly, Dr. Dampare has been paying a lot of money to journalists and media houses, paying a lot of money to civil society. They have actually been giving us the list of civil society. My friends are inside the list, so I can't say it now. I have to verify it. Because Kwesi, no, did I say Kwesi? I meant Kwabena and Frank Thomas. So this street is going to be very interesting in the next few days as we continue to investigate Dampare. I can't say that the day that Achichidie will die is when you see the true length of his body. When Achichidie dies, you will see the true length of his body. Today that Dampare is gone, we are going to see the true length of his body, and we are going to unravel all the hypocrisy and the things that he was doing there. This is just one aspect of the story. Tomorrow, the Honorable Yobonu will be sworn in at the Jubilee House by President John Dramani Mahama. The invitation just came in, and I think it's happening, they say, at 11 o'clock or so at the Jubilee House Hall, where John Dramani Mahama, President of Ghana, will be swearing in the new Inspector General of Police, Christian Yobonu. In attendance will be the Chairman of the Council of States, the Honorable Do Ajao, former Speaker of Parliament. There will also be the Minister for Interior, the Minister for Defense, Minister for the Interior, who is also National Security, the National Security Coordinator, National Security Advisor Prosper Bani will be there. And who else is invited? The Speaker of Parliament is invited, First Deputy Speaker, the leadership of Parliament. I've already mentioned the Council of State. All of them will be there in that August ceremony. I'm sure that it will be shown live on Wezo TV. Wezo TV. So tune into Wezo TV tomorrow, and I'm sure that if we get the feed, Good Evening Ghana Facebook page will also show it. Once again, another salute to you. Apparently, they just sent it to me from the headquarters. Guess what? He's an Odadie from Presec. Wow, this is so fantastic. Christian, I didn't know. You see, because you are my senior, I didn't meet you in the school. So I didn't know that you are an Odadie. Oh, the headquarters sent it to me. They said I should congratulate you. It was too late for our editor, Tarek, to put together the montage. We'll do it for you on Tuesday. Odadie, we are proud of you. It's coming. Christian, Yonu, I salute. Thank you very much. Tomorrow, he'll be sworn in at the Jubilee House, where the president will be presiding. Let's see what people think. The last 3 minutes as we go our way. It was a rainy day today. I hope the rain didn't disturb anyone. Let's listen to the text message. They start with from Fatih first, isn't it? Okay. So Fatih, what are people saying?
All right. Thank you, Paul. So people are still going on about Dampare's removal. Kofi Wasa says, I know Dr. Dampare wasn't doing so well in his position, but we should not rejoice in the downfall of anybody. Master Planner Jr. says those two high-profile people who collected his money should return it to him because the mission failed. Yao February says political research is to inform parties to focus on areas that will be advantageous and amend areas demerit to its winning fortune. Prof. Smart Sapon research works have been proven to be accepted by Ghanaians people, so we should continue to do it. And lastly, coming from Prince, he says very smart. What do you have for instance?
Well, Samuel Ofosuba is calling on Paul to be soft and cool down for his brother, Dr. Akufu Dampare, that he should be considerate and merciful to him because Dampare, according to Samuel Ofosuba, is considered the Jesus Christ of our time because he suffered a lot and sacrificed a lot for some political sinners in Ghana. Now back to you, Paul.
We're done. You know, I'm seeing something on social media. Let me read it aloud. There's some fights going on. Joyce Bauer versus Franklin Kujo is beautiful. Viewers, please indulge me. We are ending the program, but please indulge me. So Joyce Bauer writes and says that they sat aloof and watched askance as our country was mismanaged and looked on as former President Akufo-Addo made reckless financial decisions and just as many frivolous appointments. Wow. Now, they ran to the Supreme Court to stop President Mahama from sacking IGP Dampare. Indeed, it is trite learning that leaders have to appoint persons loyal to them, especially when it comes to the safety and security of the country. Then Franklin Kujo responds. Apparently, civil society is going to Supreme Court, hoping that they will get something. I don't know what they are hoping for, but they are there. All right. Franklin Kujo is sponsored by Dampare, allegedly. It's sponsored by Dampare. He's using the police welfare money to pay for those things, isn't it? As it has been alleged. Okay. Franklin Kujo says, "You mean Imani sat aloof and watched Nana Addo make reckless decisions? Really? Thanks." Hey. Our sister Joyce Bauer and Franklin Kujo are showing fisticuffs. Ghana is a beautiful country. You see, that's the reason why Ghana is nice. That's why we won't have civil war by the grace of God. We won't have coup d'etat by the grace of God, because we can talk, enjoy joy, and change government, vote them out, low voter turnout, high voter turnout, low tomorrow, high. Fellows opposing party has 78 million. Oh, don't forget, viewers, every day we remind you on this show. Until the next year budget, when they bring his new budget, we'll remind you again. By the 4 years, we'll tell you how many 200 million cedis has gone to Felix Ofosu-Kwakye and the two other ladies who are working in his department. Manchester United qualified for the next stage. It's just a small glimmer of excitement in the United States. It's been very terrible for United supporters, hasn't it been? Especially me. At the weekend, Liverpool may pick up the trophy as they play Newcastle for the Carling Cup, and Asante Kotoko has resumed working with the Ghana Football Association, so the league has resumed. A lot of football coming up. Arsenal play Chelsea as well at the weekend. It's almost non-scoring because Arsenal are all but out of the Premier League title contention. And there, the Champions League is also showing nicely. Arsenal will be playing Real Madrid. So you can have a footballing weekend, you can have a basketballing weekend, you can have a cultural weekend by attending funerals and weddings. But whatever you do, if you drink, don't drive. Let's meet on Tuesday. I am Paul Adumochi. Good night.
Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments.
Has Christianity always been one of the religions in the world to you?
Oh, hallelujah. Praise God. Christianity is not a religion, neither is it a joining of a church and doing the Christian things like praying and giving and so on. Hallelujah.